Hey, everybody. Welcome back if you're returning. Welcome if you're new here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am desperately trying to get the videos in this week. And we are going to use the wisdom of the Oracle for our topic today. Happy Monday. I hope your week is off to an amazing start. We have building blocks, and we had this not too long ago. Um, and I think really right now with the astrology again, we are at a point where we are setting foundations for some very important transformations in our lives. We're going through a very strong energetic rebirth. And like today on Monday, Mercury finally goes direct. It's been in retrograde for about 3 weeks, but there has been such ugly energy with all of the retrogrades and oppositions and things like that. April is actually gearing up to be a month of much more positive energy, where we're going to be able to really kind of snap out of the uh, re part of retrograde, rehashing, revisiting, reviewing, renegotiating, uh, reliving. And the reason for that is always just to get us in a better place, to get rid of some of that old energy and those emotional, the old emotional baggage that is maybe preventing us from getting to where we want to be. So if you've been through a lot of release in the last few weeks, breathe easy. We are finally going to get a break from that. And that's why I feel like the building blocks is coming up for us right now. Because now that we're getting out of so much of this purging and reviewing, we're ready to lay the foundation. And what we're really being asked to do, we have a full moon coming up on Saturday the 12th, and really lay out what you want to build. I think Mercury going direct just a few days before this moon is really just our call to get clarity on what we want. And I think for a lot of us, that's a struggle. We think we want something, we're not really sure, we don't know if we want to commit to it and take on the extra that it's going to create in our lives, or it's something that worked for us in the past. So again, we try to revisit it because we think, oh, maybe this is where I need to be. And we're being asked to move forward and move away from some of our old comfort zones and really create a foundation for a brand new version of who we're meant to be in this life. And we have got like some of the transits that are taking place right now haven't happened in centuries. Centuries. Never before in our lifetime. And these energetics are new to us. It's unsettling. You can feel very anxious, very emotional. And we're also getting uh, much stronger intuitive hits and more open in our heart chakras. So if you've been feeling emotion that you don't know where it's coming from, don't get upset, don't own it, don't really connect with it, because we're picking up on other people's energy more strongly right now. Our intuition is at a very high point, but that's also a good thing. We just have to watch that emotional part of it, because when we're very open, it's very easy to absorb and be influenced by the energies around us. So be cautious, especially if you have been feeling that sensitivity about who you spend time around, and try to either isolate to a degree or be very careful to spend time around more positive people that aren't going to kind of emotionally dump on you or drain you just because they're in a more negative energy. But with the building blocks, we're also building our own foundation again with this new energy emotionally, getting our clarity on what we want. Not what we've accepted, not what we've done in the past, but really, truly, what do you want? What would make you happy? And I know we've talked about this a lot, but that's really where we're at as a collective, is trying to determine what would make me happy. What foundation do you want to lay? And what are the steps that's going to take for you to be able to do that? And it's a slow process, and that's another thing that's frustrating right now, is that we have in the past been able to create things more quickly, but they don't last. And now we're in a place, a time where the things we're creating are meant to last, but things that are meant to last take longer to build and can be more challenging. And especially because when we step into those new areas that aren't our comfort zone, that are outside of what has been familiar to us in the past, they're really a stretch for us as an individual. It's uncomfortable, it's scary, and there's a lot that we need to learn to be able to maintain it, so that these building blocks that we put down actually stand the test of time. And you may find that you start on one path and it doesn't quite work out, but as you go forward, what you learn there is essential to what you're doing over here. And stay open. Stay open to signs, synchronicities. Follow your intuition, follow your gut, watch your emotions. Don't believe everything your brain is telling you. Or the emotions that you're feeling right now, because I know even I have been so off kilter here lately, and I'm very sensitive to the energies. I've tried to just be aware of that tendency at this time, and notice in myself when I'm feeling emotions that really aren't mine. I'm feeling energies or sadness or anger or things that I can't connect them to anything in my life. Now, if I try, I can, because we're all really good at doing that. Oh, this must be because of that. Oh, I must be sensing this. Well, then we're on a spiral, and it's just not helpful. So be mindful. Try to catch yourself in those moments and remind yourself that not everything I feel is even mine. And don't try to find a source for it when it's random and you can't really, it came out of nowhere. Uh, just acknowledge it, and then let it go. Dismiss it like, this is not my energy. Um, and that's something that you can actually use your thoughts to protect yourself from this emotional energy. Like, get out of my energy. This is not mine to feel. This is not my burden, not my baggage, not my emotion. This is not mine. And uh, another thing, and this is so interesting, like, I just found this out recently. We talked about cleansing the energy in your home, in your environment, and I was not aware. I would sage a lot. I really like the dragon's blood sage. It just has a different smell to it. It's also very good for prosperity. Sage neutralizes the energy, but it just clears it. Whereas Palo Santo, which is the wood, uh, when you burn Palo Santo, it neutralizes the energy, but also attracts positive energy. So, it's just amazing to me. Like, wow, I would think at some point I would have picked up on this. But while we're in this place of uncertainties and sensitivities to the energies around us, that's something to keep in mind. Be very aware of your environment, keeping your energy pure. Drink lots of water, plenty of rest. I say this, and I am struggling just as much as any as any of y'all. Trust me on that one. We only have so many hours in the day, and sometimes we can push and stretch ourselves trying to get everything done. And this is just a time to be mindful. Like, if you need a nap, you need a nap. You know, honor that. Self-care is definitely a priority right now, even more so than usual, just because of all the energetic things that are going on and how much we are transitioning in our own energy, in our own bodies. on our spiritual journey. Um, and at the same time that there's all of this going on, trying to gain clarity on what path we want to take, what direction do we want to go in, what is our dream, how do we lay these building blocks, and being stable in ourselves, in our energy, and in a good mindset with plenty of rest and nutrition and hydration is going to help us tremendously, even if it feels like a chore sometimes, because you're like, I can't handle one more thing on my to do list. I feel you. And at the same time, trust me, your perspective is going to be so much better if you are rested, nourished, hydrated. You feel me? So, again, try to stay aware of the things that are entering your energetic field that are not yours. Don't let those interfere with what you are trying to produce, to build, to create, to gain clarity on. And know that going forward, it may seem like things are not moving quickly, and that's for a reason. As you're laying this foundation, these building blocks, it's going to feel like it's really slow, and that may cause you to question, is this even the right thing? Trust the signs and synchronicities. Yes, yes. If you feel it in your heart, in your soul, that you are on the right path, even if that path is slow, trust, because it's being built to last. And that means that everything that you're putting into it is going to have a return on investment. And it's just having that perseverance, staying committed, taking those daily actions, small daily actions. They'll add up over time. Don't give up. Believe in you. Trust the universe. This foundation is meant to last. It is worth everything that you're putting into it. And you'll start getting more momentum in April, May, June. You'll start to see more things coming to fruition. You're going to start getting the return on your investment. So just stay centered, stay centered, protect your energy, self-care, patience. Okay? So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this helps, and I will talk to you soon.